focus on here. How you guys doing? I hope you had a good weekend. Alright, so today you are feeling your blood turn cold is our music prompt today. Gosh, I really need to clean up the studio. You can't see it because of very deliberate camera angles, but got a big pile of mess over here that I gotta clean up. So hopefully, well, yeah, you can see it right down here. Big pile of mess. That'll be my project maybe for the rest of the day. Do some cleanup in the studio. Alright, so let's go ahead and I've got this acid gen going, and that's playing rings right now through beads. Let's go ahead and up the density maybe a little bit. And I'm gonna generate a new pattern. Now we'll keep these all equal. We can use this as the basis of our something like this, because I want something to sound a little icy. So we're at G sharp. And I want to use kind of a weird scale. So I guess that's A flat here. Let's figure out our maybe we just stay in minor, although today's theme will kind of allow us to maybe use one of these crazier scales, like these whole tone. Ooh, and my latency is really high. There we go. How about this whole half diminished? I kind of like this up and down, very very simple. Very simple up and down arpeggio on the matriarch. It sounds like a ticking clock to me. Let's just record both of these parts, and this will be kind of the basis of our jam today. So I'm going to try to tweak both parts at the same time. Hey! How's it going, Xavier? Comment ça va? Today's theme is, you're feeling your blood run cold, which is one of those uncomfortable feelings. But we're gonna try to capture this in musical terms. So today we might be a little avant-garde. How's it sounding on the smartphone? Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and fade this out. Okay. There we go. I think we captured it. Oh no! I recorded the wrong track. Okay. Well, we've got that little TikTok part from the Moog shoots. That's the one that I could have redone easily. Let's go ahead and I don't think we're going to use 4 on the floor. I just want this as our shoots. So see, I accidentally recorded on track 7. I needed to record on track 6. So let's try this again. Luckily, I have the same MIDI pattern. Let's go ahead and, well, now we have a second chance. Hey, bunch, bunch, bunch. Salutations. This is take 2 on rings. Trying to make this sound like a little bit of an ice cave. Okay, let's start fading this out. There we go. Let it fade out. All right. Okay, so we've got some weird polyrhythmic elements to this rings. Let's come up with like a little bit of a drum. Something like that. Hey, aloha, Delendicio. How's it going? Everything going well in Spain? Let's see. That was... Let's just see if this is gonna... Okay, so what I forgot to do was I need to put a velocity fix on here. Fix velocity next time. Yeah, something like this. We'll use this as the basis. Let's see. Till my timing got way off towards the end. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work for now. Let's see. Cold but good. Oh my gosh, it's April. When is it gonna start turning warm? I heard that it was snowing in France. So we're adding some random polyrhythmic percussion in there. Strange weather, yeah. Okay, let's record this drum part in. I'm gonna make this 16 bars actually. And yeah, we can. Yeah, we'll do something like that. and then this one's got, there we go. And then we got a little bit of a roll there. Okay, sweet. Let's get MIDI from TR8S. And we're gonna arm this track and we're gonna go ahead and record on the clip. ready from the push. I'm gonna clear all of these parts on here. And actually, as this plays, I'm gonna put an LFO on the panning of our... Oh, actually, no. I'm going to manually record in some panning, and then I'm going to LFO the decay of the hi-hats. Yeah, crazy spring. I guess I'm lucky in Hawaii. Everything is, throughout the year, is pretty just mild. We sometimes get these hot spells. Actually, the other day it was a little cold, but cold for us is like, 65. Sorry, 65 Fahrenheit. I'm not quite sure what that is in Celsius. I'm gonna add a little bit of some rolls. Okay, there we go. 25 in Honolulu. Yeah, I guess that sounds right. I wonder what that is in Fahrenheit. Probably around 78. I don't know. That's just a guess based off of my 5 seconds stepping outside this morning. Okay, let's add some LFO to this. There we go. It's really subtle. I'm actually kind of digging this this drum. I'm gonna add, since this is a 707, I'm gonna add maybe a little Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. So you know what's happening? I'm still recording my motion, so everything that I was doing is being recorded. There we go. It's okay to have some variation, though, I think, on that reverb for the snare. It gives it a little human touch. Okay, let's move this drum over without even saving yet, because now I'm getting very bold, the LenVCO. I haven't had a crash, knock on wood, ever since reinstalling OBS. But I don't want to take too many chances. Today's the 4th, right? Oh, happy 404 day. I don't know if anybody uses the SP404 drum machine. I know a lot of artists here in Hawaii do. Some of my friends out here have, and they're very nice machines. Let's see. We were at a flat G sharp. And then we are on this weird half whole harmonic. Actually, let me cancel this real quick. I just want to get the name of the scale right because this is one I don't use. Whole half diminished. So did you know there's a difference between whole half diminished and half whole diminished? I don't know if anybody has a background in music theory, but that is interesting to me. So what did I say? We were a whole half diminished, right? Diminished, and we're at 120. You are, oh shoots, I don't even remember. You are feeling your blood run cold. This sounds more like something we would do on Halloween or something. No, so it's the Roland 404. I think it's a sampling machine. They just came out with the Mark II or whatever the next iteration is, and it looks like a pretty good machine. So it's a sample machine, but it's also got, I don't know if it's the ACB sounds from some of the older drum machines, but I know a lot of hip-hop artists here in Hawaii at least use it. And I've seen some techno producers use it as well. It's a nice portable machine, SP404. Actually, let me open up a browser. And I'll just show you a picture of it at least. Is this, oh, they call it a sampling workstation. And it looks like this. And yeah, it's cool because you got memory. So I've seen, so some of the hip hop acts here, in fact, will just bring the SP404 up on stage. Just pretty cool because you can, yeah, import samples. I guess the sample length now is really, really high. And so, yeah, I think this is the, oh, this one says it's discontinued. There's a new SP404. And it looks sleeker. Yeah, that's the older version. Yeah, so it's the Mark II. So this is what that one looks like. Roland needs to up their SEO game because you put in SP404 in Google and you get the old discontinued model. But anyways, I know it's not just for hip hop, but I just know that, oh, and cool, you can see the waveform now. So it's probably like an all-in-one little portable workstation. Anyway, happy 404 day. If you use a 404, let me know. As far as portable workstations, for me and my workflow and sound, I like the TR6S. It's the little, really the little brother, or little twin brother actually, of the TR8S, except that instead of 11 tracks, you get 6. But I like those ACB sounds, and I also like the The sample function in there is pretty good, but I haven't really used it too much. If I was going to do a lot of sampling, I think the SP404 would be good. Man, okay, so I don't know if Boris is on, but he turned me on to his Teams AX73, and to be honest, I've only used it once, but I thought I'd give it a try today. This is what it looks like, and it looks like so it's by Martinic. VS. This is the initial patch, and I'm probably just gonna go through a few of the presets. Oh, cool! You've got an MPC Live. Nice. Hey, I don't know, Xavier, if you're still on, but I know that you said you were interested maybe in that MPC Live, right? So if you had any questions, you can ask Delian VCO. I had an old MPC 1000 and I sold it. It had one pad that was bad, but I think those are pretty easy to fix nowadays, and I kind of wish I had it back. So, yeah, again, I don't know much about the synth. It looks like, I mean, it's got Yamaha written all over it, but it's definitely like one of those throwback synths. I liked the MPC 1000 because I loaded up all of, I don't know if you remember, well, if you listen to Erasure, I know Xavier does, but Vince Clarke had this sample CD called Lucky Bastard, and it had all of his sounds from a lot of his synths, and he just sampled a bunch of them, and yeah, I would load all of them up into the MPC 1000 and then play them. Although, you know, I could do a lot of the same things with Simpler or with Sampler in Ableton Live, but you're right. It is always nice to just have it all in hardware and like be able to take it around and play it. The thing was heavy though, so you know, you can't really take it out and about very easily. Anyways, live and learn. As you can tell, I don't go out and resell many of my synths now because, well, I want to avoid those at all costs. I want to avoid, you know, regretting the sell at all costs. Along with that sale, I also sold the Alesis, was it the Ion? Micron. And I don't miss that one very much, except that they had a really cool preset patch on there called Vince and Andy, and it was like kind of like an Erasure type preset. Okay, let's go through some of these presets. I'm gonna play our jam, see if there's anything that's gonna go with this. Dude, this scale is really hard. I like this 80s magic. Ooh, Axel F bass. Okay, this is starting to take shape. Let's use this 80s magic and kind of come up with, ooh, Korg Monotron. Nice. Let's go ahead and come up with like a little lead line, and then I think we'll turn to the Pro 1 because I think the Pro 1's gonna give us a nice bass line with this jam. This scale is so weird, in a nice way. And then today's oblique strategy is cascades, so let's put in some cascades. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, this is a nice sounding synth. Okay, so actually I'm gonna quantize this to 8 notes. And let's just kind of go in and move some of these notes around. There are some areas that I wanted to kind of go outside of the scale, namely at the beginning here. So let's see if we can do that. I'm not even going to put it in the scale that we have. Actually, not too bad. We'll keep it. Let's just stay in the scale then. It really gives you an awkward feeling, huh? Okay, let's keep that. We'll let this run for now. And let's see if we can Something like that. I'm gonna keep this up an octave for now, and then maybe when we re-record it, we go back down. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, how about this? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got two different options here. And maybe we just separate them out and record them separately. Or let's just keep this nice and even. Interesting, it's 13 bars. Why is that? Okay, how about this? We've got 8 bars right here. Okay. Duplicate this, and then we'll just have a second. Yeah, and then we're just gonna let that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're a little bit out of the scale, which I think will sound good. Now let's change this release a bit. Let's do the sound design now. Okay, I'm trying to play around with the LFO. Maybe we sync the oscillators. Do you guys like the sync, or do you think... Thanks. Oh yeah, so it's because I'm also trying to hear this, but yeah, you're right. Let's change the levels a bit. And actually... yeah, let's go with this synced oscillator. I hardly ever do that. I really like detuning those oscillators, but on the Pro One, but let's sync them and see how this thing sounds. Do you use the Monotron a lot? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to just, it's better to bring down levels instead of... Okay, so that's what I want to hear. So I want to hear the bass line. So we're going to do a couple different takes. One is going to be this one. Okay, so what I think is going to happen here, what we can do is we'll have one for like kind of the main part of the song. What are we going to call that? The main, you know. And then for the breaks, then we could change bass lines a bit. So make this song a little more interesting. Although just being in this scale, I think makes it kind of interesting. Okay, let's record this first one in. Okay, so yeah, shoots. So I think maybe we'll just use the first shoots. Okay, I kind of jumped the gun on that resonance right here, so we don't get the full 24 bars. But okay, let's record the second line in, and then we'll figure it out. Okay, so we've got a couple different parts in each of these clips. So I'm going to color this one a completely different color so we know. So this one, we can go ahead and try and 23 bars. Let's see what this will sound like. Maybe, okay, so we're gonna have to just do 16 bars here. And then we kind of lost it over here, but let's go ahead and, shoots, and I didn't even get 40 bars. So maybe right here, 36. And here we can start this at 17. Let's see. This was 8 bars, so I think we're okay with 32 then. And then, yeah, so it's not a perfect loop. So, and, but we can maybe bring in an Echo Boy Jr. and add a little bit of echo to make that bad loop transition sound a little bit better. And I'm going to use cheap tape, ping pong. We're going to put it on the 8th note dot. Makes it a little wider, right? Let's see how this sounds right here. See, okay, that sounds a lot better. And anyways, we're just hiding a lot of our mistakes. So for this one, we'll go up the same. 613. And then this one, I know we went up to 24. Oh, this is a weird 10-bar loop. Interesting. Okay, so we'll go 20. Okay, good transition there. This one will go from I wonder if we only have, we'll have to go from 20. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because then we start ramping up with that resonance. This is a really simple Moog line. I didn't record it hot enough, but we can also add some time effects to this. Oh, okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use an LFO to just switch between note and dot. Although, no, let's do that in the envelope. And this is how you do that. You go to the envelope tab. I don't know if you're on the latest version of Live. Thanks. Let's save it, Dylan VCO. If you're on the latest version of Ableton Live, 11.1 and above, because I'm at 11.1.1, I think. All of these clips are now in tabs. I learned this from Antonio Sage over in Las Vegas. He's an Ableton certified trainer. We did a little presentation last week with this group called the Ableton User Group Collective. That was actually put on by Ableton. For the user groups on the US West Coast. And he showed the evolution of the clip view all the way back from Ableton Live 1. And it's nuts because it hadn't changed up until just recently in 11.1. So let's go ahead and automation. Echo mode? No, we wanted... I think it's echo time, right? Okay, no, I want echo type. Let's find that. So with not echo mode. Oh yeah, echo mode. So I just want between note and dot. So this is note. And then put another point up here. And this is dot. Note and dot. Okay, so this is the jump right here. So I'm thinking maybe every other bar we kind of do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this envelope. And I'm just going to paste that across. Let's see how this sounds. Or we can even do that more frequently because I like how that sounds. And maybe a little ramp. So we'll get a little... Okay, so yeah, let's just keep that. It's just a really subtle sound anyway, so we're gonna keep that down. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, yeah. Okay. I'm loving that AX73 synth. I don't know, Boris, if you're on. Great job on that plugin. We can get a little frenetic, and then I think we're also going to add some acid in there. So, but let's bring in the Prophet. Let's see if there's anything we could get. I'm looking for an arpeggio. So I'm using this MIDI Fighter twister to scroll through the presets here, as opposed to using the clickety buttons. Let's use this one. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be messing with the aftertouch on that, and that's what's giving us those cool little modulations. I'm just going to record this in live because it's timed arpeggio, and we can actually find another arpeggio that's more musical. But I really like the sound of this in our mix. Let me find the right note. This one right here. Okay, so it was just that last one that I want. Although, yeah, maybe these last two, let's see. And then we can also try some of these ones over here, let's see. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think we need... I was thinking about putting in a really fast ARP, but instead of that, I'm thinking maybe we use the 303 and just come up with some frenetic acid, yeah, kind of like an ARP, ARPy fast acid line. Let's see. I'm going to use my Alex Kidd sequencer again, because I said I was going to read the manual this weekend, but I didn't on the TT303, so I'm still figuring that out. Apologies, things just got a little crazy. I mean, in a good way. I mean, not crazy. They, you know, there's something good on Netflix and probably this weekend, and I decided to do that instead, unfortunately. But I'll get to it eventually. Let's see if we can... Okay, so when I click Learn Notes and I press all of these keys that are within our scale, you see all of these pitch parameters change to just things that are within my scale. So let's go ahead. That's pretty cool. So we're going to randomize all these. And I think that 16 of those sounds good. Okay, that sounded pretty cool, and it's all within our scale. And you saw how easy it is to kind of come up with a sequence that you can also tweak. And in fact, what I think I'm going to do also, so we don't lose that pattern, you know, we don't know what this pattern is going to be because every parameter is on a random parameter, so it's going to be different every time we go through the pass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a Midi track here, and I'm going to get my Midi from that B2, track B2. And while we are recording this, don't worry, we're going to add some other, delay to that. I'm going to be able to also capture the MIDI that Alex Kidd sequencer is spitting out randomly. And if there's like a section that I like, then I can actually take that MIDI clip and then program it into the bass bot itself so that I can have that as as memory. I just don't know how to do that yet because I haven't read the manual. But let's go ahead and I'm going to close off the filter and the envelope. And we're going to put the accent at about 12 o'clock, decay at 12 o'clock, envelope at 9 a.m. I guess there's no difference between AM and PM. And let's go. And I'm just playing around with the mute, hammer, glide, and accent, and also the octave. Like this, right? Like right here. These little staccato notes are going to sound really good when we throw the delay on there. Okay, let's go ahead and close this out. Okay. Actually, those muted bass notes are kind of cool. And look, check it out. So we've got the full sequence, including the velocity. And if you look close enough, you'll also see where the slides are, like right here, you know, when you got the overlapping notes. So we've got that now in a MIDI clip, which is great, especially if you're using a randomizer. So let's go ahead and we'll turn this off because we don't need that anymore. Oh, and I just realized I'm peaking on my interface, so that was not an optimal recording. That's okay. Yeah, because I'm a little hot on there, unfortunately. Let's add some delay on there. I can't say enough about this Echo Boy Jr. You know, they've got the regular Echo Boy that has some great presets and good emulations of delays, but this Echo Boy Jr. is just so easy to use and dial in your own delay. So if you're on a VST budget and want to jump into sound toys, I recommend Echo Boy Jr. Every once in a while they'll have a sale on it for like $20. So this is sounding pretty good. I'm wondering if we can add a double lock or a decapacitator to give it a little bite. You know, the decapacitator... Oh, double lock deluxe, how about that? Maybe just a tad of that, of each one, right? How about some, and I need to add an EQ now, because adding all of this chain right here is giving me a lot of high frequencies. How about we do something like that? Doing a little bit of light mixing at this point. I want to be sure that I'm around minus 6 dB at this point in the project. I mean, you know, who knows if if we're going to continue on with this or add this to a live set. But yeah, it's always good to definitely Deli MVCO. Thanks for letting me know that I was hitting the red and clipping a bit. Well, first let's see what's on this station. We're gonna go to the radio. But
this episode of Superman originally aired Thursday.
Let's try something different than this old talk radio. Let's see if we could find
tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
C-SPAN maybe? Let's see if...
$90 million yacht. Is there any evidence that zoning in on Putin's close allies in this way, seizing their assets, is having an impact on his calculations? And if not, what is the end goal here to try to apply pressure to Putin himself?
Well, I think it's not the only approach we're taking, right, Lucia? But it is one of the steps that we have.
Let's use some of the C-SPAN.
Putting necessary pressure on.
The thing that I like about C-SPAN is that it's usually public record.
Going after people who are in the inner circle and are.
Let's go ahead and just take 30 seconds of... Oh, and it stopped. So let's, before we do anything, let's capture that. And I'm just going to call it the C-SPAN. C-SPAN R, because they're talking about Russia. Let's go back up.
It's one of several actions we're taking, and I think if you look at the totality of it and the
we'll get 30 more seconds.
The Russian economy has been on a downward spiral. There are businesses, private sector businesses around the world have pulled their business and their investments out of Russia. They are isolated from the world.
So this is a pretty clean sound
from the world.
voice.
All of these
there is some crackle, and it's that digital kind of crackle. So
the calculation over the longer term.
Just one quick one on the president's announcement last week.
Oh, so
about the strategic.
This is the soon-to-be-retired press secretary speaking to the press right now. So let's go ahead and get this one. C-SPAN R2.
Has not so far.
Well, here's how you should look at it.
Okay, we'll do one more.
Intentionally done as 1 million barrels a day over the course of 6 months because we knew there needed to be kind of a gap filled for that period of time, where our expectation and hope is that there could be greater production by the oil companies over that course of time. There are also steps, as you've seen, this is a coordinated release around the world, and there was an announcement last Friday about that as well, by other countries to help fill the gap that we see from Russia and from the fact that their oil is not contributing as much as it had historically onto the global marketplace. And obviously, oil prices are global. I mean, it's a global marketplace. So we're already seeing, as you said, a reduction, but this is meant to be a 6-month effort to kind of bridge the gap in many ways for that period of time and ramp up production in a range of ways. Yes, you referenced OPEC Plus, but also other countries last Friday announced their plans and their intentions to release more oil to help meet the supply needs.
Okay, I think we've got enough vocal chops that we can go in and now sort of manipulate. And you see this thing is still listening to MIDI on, I guess we've got this, there we go. Oh wait, no, it's transmitting MIDI. All right. So, okay. So this first one has the original question. Yeah, well, we'll keep it. Let's add some... We'll add an Ableton echo just to give it a different... kind of a different sound. maybe some redux too. We'll embrace that digital distortion that we hear. That's kind of cool. We'll just use the internal echo reverb. Okay, and let's also get this to like kind of a lo-fi sound. Let's make this 8-bit. Okay, so I'm gonna take this first part out because I want the clean signal here. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm actually going to crop that clip because we want to hear kind of what she's saying, but in a robotic, more of a robotic way. And yeah, it's got that digital crunch to it. Analog distortion, what kind of pedal are you using? Any recommendations? I use, I mean, I've got the one that's on the TD3. Eventide, the Eventide pedal has got some distortion on it. It's digital though. And then I use Trash sometimes. And then now I'm starting to use the Sound Toys, the Devil Lock and the Decapacitator. Oh, you got the Electron? Oh, nice. Nice. I've heard it sounds really, really good. Okay. Yeah. So just hearing that, just that first part, I think we've got all of the parts that we need. And again, we are using a really weird... Oh, and we didn't record in the VST. Let's bring the VST in as MIDI over here. I'm gonna press save. And we'll use the VST, the MIDI, and we'll chop that up rather than bringing it in as audio. And again, the only VST we're using today is the AX73. So let's bring all this in. So this is our drums. This is our, we're manipulating the delay timing. This is the Moog. I'm gonna just call this ticking clock. Oh, and then I'm gonna switch these tracks up right here. This right here, this is, I'm gonna call this Prophet 270V. And then this one is Prophet 270A. And then we've got baseline A. Baseline, I'm going to call this A1, and this is going to be called baseline A2, since they're the same pattern, but this one's got a different resonance to it. Over here, starting here. This one's called baseline B1. B1, and this one is called baseline B2, and they're both with the Pro 1. And the reason why they're different is just resonance difference. Okay, this is our acid line. I like how that comes in. I'm thinking maybe we just intro all of this. Although, well, here's the thing. Like if you're an acid techno fan, you're gonna hear that distorted acid line, and you might be disappointed that it's more of a slow jam, right? Once everything comes in. Well, I don't know. Okay, so here we've got, this was our original, like, ice cave sounding. Maybe we start off with this. And in fact, we'll have to start maybe right here. This is Rings Ice. I'm gonna just call this Ice Cave Ambience. That's our little vocal chops. And then this is our AX, I'm gonna call this AX 73 80s lead. And I want to maybe bring this up closer to the bass line. All right, so here we go. So we got this like 16 bar loop here, maybe. Yeah, let's do this. Break 1. And maybe this break, with this break, ticking starts after 4 bars. Let's move these bass lines over here so we have room to kind of figure all this out. I wonder if we go like this. Baseline B1 comes here. Maybe we can how about this? No, I'm just trying to come up with a structure here. So, okay, this is what we'll do. Okay. Okay, this is going to fit perfectly. Okay, great. Baseline 1. Okay, yeah, this is what we'll do. Got our lead here. I'm wondering if we don't even bring the acid in until a little bit later on. Hey, Maz Smith. Hey, thanks for the raid. How's it going, everyone? We have been creating a song with the theme. And today's theme, I have to remember it now. You are feeling your blood run cold. And so, yeah, we're trying to capture that feeling. And so we've recorded a bunch of parts using mainly hardware. We did use a VST that we've got over here. We are using the AX73. And yeah, since you guys just joined us, let's quickly listen to each part. So right here, this is just the full drums. We haven't sequenced this yet for our full song yet. So this MIDI clip is sending a signal to the TR-8S. Welcome, Raiders. We've got some percussive elements like this right here. This is from the Prophet 6. And we've got a similar sounding one here. And I like this little sequence. I called it 270V because it reminds me a little bit of what Vince Clarke might do. We've got the Moog Matriarch kind of playing this, what we call like a ticking clock. We've got a couple different bass lines. So this bass line's from the Pro 1. And we've got some variations on it. And this one's going to come in during the break. And then we've got some really high resonant versions of those same of that same bass line. We've got the AX73 that sounds like this. It's a really 80s sounding patch. And then, of course, if you guys like acid, we had to use the TT 303. And we came up with a little distorted acid line using a random sequencer. So we're kind of, it's kind of jarring because there's no set pattern to it, but we're using kind of like this random pattern. And then I kind of played some of the elements, like adding the acid and the slide and mute and hammer functions of that. Oh, well, thanks for the raid. Good luck troubleshooting. That's the worst, huh? I mean, it's not the worst. It's all about music, but I don't know. Sometimes I guess it's fun trying to find what's happening. I don't know if there's anything too major. Hopefully not. For me, the worst is a crackly audio source, because that means going to the back and trying to figure out what is maybe either causing feedback or what is kind of loose. Anyways, good luck with that. So we've got a little acid line, distorted acid line. The very first element that we recorded in was this Ice Cave ambience. We used Mutable Instruments rings, and we sequenced that with Ace with acid. Let me just double check. With acid gen. So we've got like a nice kind of almost a droning, like droning ice type line. Then we turned on the radio and we heard we've heard the White House press secretary talking. And so, and we added a bunch of redux to it. So it's 8-bit, so it sounds real crunchy, and I think will crack through the mix. So what we'll do, I think maybe we'll start with this one. So now we're just trying to put this together. We will start with this acid line, and maybe we'll cut it off right before the break. Bring it back in. Okay, so these little vocal chops, I'm gonna have to turn it down in the mix a bit. Maybe we start off with that. I think the second break will be right here. Maybe right here we'll start bringing in some of these hi-hats. That's when we'll bring in this lead. Maybe we don't even bring that acid back until the second break. Yeah, we'll do that. And then right here, oh, I know. We'll have to bring in maybe some of this low-end percussion. And then maybe with this one, yeah. Okay, how about this? Okay, I'm gonna bring in a little crash cymbal right here before the break, so it sounds like this. Little like tick-tocking. Okay, we need to, I'm gonna bring all the levels down a tad so we can get this drum track to have more impact and still stay within our goal of being around -6 dB. And then here's where we can bring in this other. Maybe we can loop that again. And actually, I'm going to cut this out. Actually, I take it back. We won't loop it. We'll bring it out like there. Okay, so now the bass line is turning a little more resonant. So actually when that happens, maybe we can bring in that vocal. Again, maybe right around here. Okay, and then the acid comes in again. Let's bring in a little crash cymbal. And break. Okay, so I think we need another 16 bars here until the outro. So let's put outro here. For good measure, we'll also put in the little crash cymbal. We'll also put in like some snare rolls here at the beginning and the end, at the end of the breaks. Let's do that now. So I'm just taking the last snippet of this clip. And then, yeah, then I think we can just select all. Sorry about that. Something like that. And then this one could be a little bit longer since this break is longer. So I'm thinking we can kind of do a little extra drum roll here. And then a little extra roll here. Let's see what that sounds like. And then this kind of the drop with the ride cymbals coming in. And actually, in order for this to have more impact, maybe this acid line right here, we oops, not that one. The gain kind of goes up to the point of clipping. Okay, so you know what? Bad timing on that. I want the filter to be open. So let's find the part. Okay, so maybe right here, we're gonna, since this has no real pattern, let's go ahead and bring it in like this. And then we're almost there. Let's see. Maybe it just ends like that. Yeah, we can end it kind of like that. Maybe with a repeat of... And yeah, something like that. And I'm thinking, actually, let's see if we can... I'm going to shorten this up a bit, and then we're going to take it out of the second break to give it a little more impact. In fact, maybe we should even take the bass line out. Let's see. No, I think we need the bass line. You can hear all the little mistakes that I made with getting a little too crazy with that slide on the TT303. But I guess it gives it more of a human feel. Maybe we're done. Okay, here, this is what we're gonna do. We need more impact on this bass. So we're gonna go like this. And then I'm gonna actually up the gain a bit. 825. This also needs to be up to 825. Okay, let's just really quickly see how the ending sounds. It's really sharp. Sorry if I'm... Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. And that's how we'll end it. Okay. Cool. So, I'm going to turn off my mic. This is the point where I'm going to just do some light mastering. So we've got all of the parts playing at a pretty loud level. Let's just make sure that our level is okay on the master. I'm going to put on an instance of Ozone on the master channel, and then just do some light mastering so it sounds decent on SoundCloud. Well, we're sort of hitting that limit, but I guess that's okay for today. And yeah, I'm going to turn off my mic. I'm going to put on Ozone, and you know, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes tweaking a couple of parameters and making sure the levels are okay. We've got the limiter on there, and make sure it's not too muddy. And yeah, I'll be putting this on SoundCloud a couple minutes after we end. But I'm also going to raid, so if anybody is going to go live pretty soon, let me know, and I will raid you. Otherwise, I'm going to try to find someone in the Golden Shrimp Guild or one of my friends. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thanks for swinging by. It's Monday. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Oh, and I have jury duty starting later this week, so we'll see. I might have a break in schedule doing my civic duty. Aloha.
One